correct a little bit. I'm Raymond Ochieng. I'm Secretary of Youth Affairs, representing the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs. Indeed, when the summit was being planned, you did invite CS Joe Musheru, who was to come and delegated to Chief Administrative Secretary, who happens to be out of the country. We were to come with her, and therefore today I'm privileged to be representing our Chief Administrative Secretary for Youth Affairs, Madam Nadia Ahmed Abdallah, who is the youngest CAS in the country. She's the youngest. If you know what a Chief Administrative Secretary is, she is the deputy to the minister or the deputy to the cabinet secretaries. She's the youngest in the country. Amongst the 6 chief administrative secretaries that the president appointed, 6 of them, we have Cas Nadia being the youngest. I want to begin by acknowledging the presence of CEC Youth Affairs, Honorable John Awiti, whom I've really saluted. And if you don't know, in terms of this great initiative that you've done here, when I was a student leader, and I've reminded him today, sometimes it's good to appreciate how you stood on great shoulders who did something to where you are. I was a national student leader for all the student leaders in the country. That's called Kenya University Students Organization. So that time we brought all the students together. And Mr. Witty happened to be the chairperson of Kenya Secondary Schools Heads Association in Bomas. So I brought all the student leaders in the country. And that time it was to be addressed by His Excellency the President Mwai Kibaki. And he did send Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka. And he gave me an opportunity to speak because kind of people are saying now the Vice President has come, you cannot speak. But you managed to give me an opportunity. Actually, I spoke, then the Vice President spoke. You told me, use only 5 minutes. And I used 5 minutes so well. And actually, during the KTN news that day, I was on the sound bite for that day, and it was on the newspaper. So again, I want to appreciate the great steps that we take. You started in a small way. I've had the director talk here. You never knew or you never anticipated that you're going to be having this great success. That tells you small things leads up to big things. And for big things to be done, you begin by the small steps. So thank you so much, Bwana Waziri, and it's a pleasure again to meet you as somebody who gave me an opportunity way back. And now I am in government, and I really appreciate so much. I also want to acknowledge Director General, Kenya Marine Fisheries Research Institute, Professor James Njiru. I think your mark cannot be understated in terms of what I've seen the support system with your team and everybody. And also I'll not go so much far to mention many people, but I want to thank Kisumu County, represented by Waziri, Oceans Heroes Network USA, Earth Eco USA, Youth Oceans Consultant USA, Red Cross, of course, who have been here, Mama Grace Onyango Social Center, also represented by the manager here, Kisumu City County, and the White Oak School, whom I've had the director speak. I don't want to speak a lot. I want to take a minimum of less than 5 minutes here because I've interjected the program so that we do not, I do not mess it further. And the youth of this great country, and I also want to appreciate all the participants who are watching us and who are participating honorably from Mexico, India. It's a pleasure, and the United States of America, and every partner who is online. I want to duly appreciate your presence, and even as a ministry, we know this is the way to go. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to join you today on this auspicious occasion of the Nam Lolwe Summit. It is wonderful to see that this is an event organized by young people, for young people, and seeks to empower young people to take up the mantle and lead conversation efforts from the front. I applaud you especially as this activity falls within our mandate as a State Department and as a ministry that is responsible for youth, because we are to harness and develop youth talent. We have to mainstream young youth development across all spheres. Indeed, you are doing this within the blue economy and showing us that we can also create a better world by being connected to our natural spaces and God-given resources and spearheading conservation efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, great youth of this great republic. It is encouraging to note that teenagers from Mexico, India, and Kenya can converge around an issue facing Lake Victoria and begin to design solutions involving their peers is nothing short of an amazing and an idea that must be supported by all means. As you're aware, youth constitute the large part of our population. The census that just concluded in 2019 indicate that 75% of our population are young people. Between ages 18 to 35 are 13.6 million. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, if young people decide to elect their president, they can. What if they decide to change their communities the way we are doing through these great initiatives and across board? Due to this, as young people, we have a role to play, and that's the reason why we are here, and we have taken time to be here. Finally, I want to thank the government for providing a conducive environment, and I want to also to thank the DG, Kenya Marines Research Institute, for the support that they have given this initiative now and beyond. And also we want to thank His Excellency the Governor of Kisumu County, represented by the Ebo Waziri, for raising the bar by supporting and trusting young people and availing conference facility at no cost for these young teenagers. To the organizations of Nam Lolwe Summit, thank you again for bringing this together and placing Kenya and Kisumu in particular firmly on the world map. With these remarks, I wish to officially submit our commitment and support as a ministry as we proceed forward. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And I just want to add one thing. I was talking just 2 days ago with the Principal Secretary, Dr. Francis Owino. I didn't know I was going to be here today. So to the organizers, I hope you are listening. Let's mount up an activity. We'll be meeting the PS next week on another event that we are planning, and I would want to bring him so that even a practical cleaning exercise, because there is a program that the Department for Fisheries and Aquaculture wants to run in all the beaches of Lake Victoria, and I believe this is going to be the biggest part of you being part of the partner. So I'm going to talk to Dr. PS, and I'm going to ensure, and that's my commitment, I want to ensure that we have an exercise of cleaning, and he flags it, and then we also see how the other beaches can also be undertaken. Sioni maendeleo? And that would also be a great way. So I do not want to say much. I want to say we continue in the same way, and I believe we can change this world. And since I come from this part of this country, and you know our cousin Barak comes from here, and it does not bother me to say, yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I found